everybody, welcome to the Paranormal Connection. I'm your host, Donna Wilberg. Tonight we are talking with Genevieve Gibson. She's going to be sharing her information about Avatar, the Compassion Project. So we're really excited to hear about this. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Donna. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, first of all, you have to tell us, what is the Avatar Project?
The Avatar Project is part of the Compassion Team, and the Compassion Team is that we're trying to wake up the world with more love. We're actually teaching a compassion exercise, and we're just trying to open up more people's hearts and minds.
That's super. Well, I actually, because I was curious, I wanted to know where the name Avatar, and I was thinking, okay, well, maybe it's the film. But the definition of Avatar is the incarnation of Hindu deity, especially Vishnu in human or animal form, an embodiment of manifestation as of a quality or concept, a temporary manifestation or aspect of a continuing entity. So is this a combination of all the things? Is that what you're imparting here?
Well, what Harry Palmer did is he is an educational psychologist, and he studied how consciousness works for 10 years. He studied how we form our beliefs and how they form our thoughts, how they form what we say, and then that led to the creation tools. And then when he did research, when he was naming what to call these tools, he chose Avatar because it is an ancient Sanskrit word and it means an awakened being, like the Buddha here, very awakened being, or Jesus Christ, or Gandhi. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, now the movie makes more sense
Yeah.
to me, too.
Thanks, James Cameron.
Please, again, who developed this program?
So it was developed by Harry Palmer.
Okay.
And he, like I said, he studied consciousness for 10 years, and it's taught in over 72 different countries. And it's been an international bestseller, and it's in 16 different languages now.
Oh my goodness.
So when we come together and we teach an Avatar course, it's at the international course, and that's with Avra Honey Smith, who's his wife, who's one of the most beautiful beings I ever met. And you remind me of her. She's just blonde and beautiful and stunning.
Oh my goodness.
And very psychic. And they've demonstrated what unconditional love means. I actually learned it not from my adopted parents, but from Harry Palmer and Avra Honey Smith. And she's the lead trainer at the international course. So people fly from Japan for 40 hours to come take this class. I'm lucky. I only have a 7-hour commute from California to Florida.
So what connected you with this program?
A very good friend in Santa Barbara, California. His name's Mason Yaffe. He was one of the first 3 people I ever met in Santa Barbara. He told me about Avatar for 5 years. He kept saying, "Darling, you need to do this." And finally what got me, I was divorcing my ex-wife. I had a restraining order and went bankrupt. And he took me aside. He's like, "Now's the time." And I was at bottom, and I was so like, okay, let's try something different. And it just cracked me open. And on the very 3rd day, I learned an intuition training. We call it Feel-Its in Avatar. And we start on inanimate objects, and then we go to animate objects, and then we go to our beliefs. And so when you can actually feel your beliefs, you can create them or you can discreate them.
That's got to be phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. I mean, we're all born with the sixth sense, our intuition, and it's intuition training. I'm a licensed wizard. How many people get to say I'm a licensed wizard?
We'll talk about that in a
Okay,
few
good.
minutes. Right, because that sounds, you're fascinating.
Thank you.
Okay, so what changes have you noted in yourself since taking this course?
Well, I touched upon it when I took Avatar. So I was bankrupt, restraining order, ex-wife, and because we were in a gay partnership, I had no rights to my stepchildren. Within 5 years, I created being married to, who's now my ex-husband, but I married Barry Souter. He was a millionaire, so I created being a millionaire, and it completely turned my life around. I was no longer in unhealthy relationships.
Okay, so that's kind of a transition there.
Just a little.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so this is the type of thing that you have to breathe and eat and sleep and just be all the time, right?
It's not. It's not. I do it because when I took it when I was an MFT intern, and when I took Avatar, I was like, oh, this is the work I'm looking for, because what I can teach someone in 9 days would take 3 years of therapy. And it goes from victim consciousness to awakened consciousness. And most people don't have 3 years to devote to self-discovery. And I would see the same results in 9 days. I'm like, you got 9 days or you got 3 years? You decide.
Oh, wow, that's incredible.
And then I got to relax and be myself instead of being an MFT intern and doing all those rules, like I can't hug my clients or tell them I love them, or if I see them out in public, I can't even like acknowledge them, which I find ridiculous that the state tries to tell me things that I can and cannot do.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit of a rebel, so yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just
Oh, so what kind of things did you learn that would help someone in they could incorporate these things into their lives? Is it a big process or?
No, yeah, actually the very first 2 days of the 9-day course, we go through this book. It's called Resurfacing, and it's 30 exercises in 2 days. And one of my favorite exercises, we could actually demo it if you're open to it.
As long as we can stay in our chairs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
So let's actually do the compassion exercise.
Okay.
This exercise definitely led to forgiveness. Avatar is, I had heard for years that I needed to forgive. I'm an incest survivor. So I had heard from so many therapists and so many priests and ministers and leaders, like you need to forgive, you need to forgive. Avatar actually taught me how. And it was really about forgiving myself, because there was a belief that was blocking me. Oh, it's a transparent belief. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
This is from our seats. We could do transparent belief. Okay. So you're willing to be my guinea pig?
Sure.
Okay. So what would you like to change?
What would I like to change? Probably I'd probably like to have a little bit more confidence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me just get to the
I'm
page.
not admitting that on air or anything.
Transparent belief is right there, page 111. Right, thanks. Which is
And I know where that comes from. It comes from, the critical parenting and stuff like that. It's ingrained. And you said, how do you get rid of this? Yeah, you can talk about it. You can, say the words, I forgive, but what do you do deep in your soul to change things? So this
is perfect.
All right,
This is
what we're
absolutely
doing.
perfect.
Okay.
So a transparent belief is a belief is transparent when you're operating through the belief without noticing it. Transparent beliefs are seldom helpful and, in fact, can be fatally debilitating. Most are self-sabotaging, adopted in a moment you are something less than rational. The objective is to discover transparent beliefs, and the expected results are insights and personal transformation.
Okay.
So we did the first step. What would you like to change?
So I would like to believe in myself more.
So
in the
have
things
more
that I do.
have
Yeah, more
self-confidence.
confidence,
Okay.
right.
So what belief might someone have in order to experience low confident?
Oh,
Low
that you're not good enough.
And how would you prove that belief is true?
Oh, gee, how about the rejections I get?
Okay. What other belief might someone have in order to experience a low self-confidence?
What would someone else?
What other belief might someone have in order to
What other
experience?
beliefs?
Mhm.
Gosh, that's a hard one. Just that you're not good enough. That
Okay.
okay.
And how would they prove that belief is true?
I guess when you're not moving forward and being successful.
What other belief might someone have in order to experience a low self-confidence?
Oh my goodness.
That's it. What is it?
Well, it feels like you're repeating, you're okay.
And we're finding the transparent belief. Did a belief pop in? what other belief might someone have in order to experience low self-confidence?
That you're a failure.
Is that your transparent belief, is I'm a failure?
Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
I know, it's okay.
No, I think on some level. I mean, you know, I've worked on this, and many people do. They work on it really hard. But I think there's always those moments when you have that that little weak link.
Yes.
And you need that power tool or whatever.
Yes.
To get you out of that belief system.
Right.
So that's what you're saying you can do with Avatar.
Yes,
Okay.
like you find the actual belief that's creating the low self-esteem, and you felt it when you got to it because you got teary-eyed, and you could feel it. It goes
Right.
from thinking like, what other belief, what other belief,
It's
and
a
then all
hard
of a sudden
thing
you
to
go,
it's a hard thing to admit to yourself.
I'm a failure. I mean,
Yeah.
I felt it. I'm sure
Yeah.
everyone in the studio felt it. I felt
Yeah.
people at home could feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're being so brave, and I appreciate you being so vulnerable and doing that exercise on the
Well,
air.
I think you know, a lot of people gloss over their true emotions. You know, we put on the brave face.
We do.
You know, and I try to stay in that mode because that's being in that mode is what works. You know,
Right.
it's that constant affirmation that I'm okay, I'm doing a good job. You know, and so on and so forth. So I don't mean to minimize what you're saying.
Oh,
but
no, you're not.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it that way at all.
Okay.
I'm saying that the transparent belief is these are the beliefs, we all hold them about certain areas of our life, about our ability, about our self-confidence, our self-worth. And once you find the actual belief, now you can create a more loving and a more, you know, like I am self-confident because you've uncovered the transparent belief that was creating the low self-esteem or the low self-confidence.
Okay.
So
That's
it's
interesting.
very interesting tools in consciousness, and you know we all have a consciousness on the planet.
So that was one example.
Yeah.
You want to give us another one?
Yeah, the compassion exercise.
Okay.
This is actually the one that Harry talks about in
Okay.
the video clip, and it's the most loving exercise that I know.
So should we show the little? Okay.
That would be great.
Let's go to the clip and show the beginning of the Harry Palmer clip.
Let's do the compassion exercise together and see if you experience any movement on this path from head consciousness to heart consciousness. First, select a person in the room, can be a friend or a stranger, preferably someone you can see, and it's fine if you want to run it on the person next to you or in front of you. It's a non-vocal exercise, and the results I'd like you to focus on are what you get from running the exercise rather than on the results of having it run on you. Okay? Are you set? Source beings? So with attention on the person, repeat to yourself, just like me, this person is seeking some happiness for his or her life. With attention on the person, repeat to yourself, just like me, this person is trying to avoid suffering in his or her life. With attention on the person, repeat to yourself, just like me, this person has known sadness, loneliness, and despair. And with attention on the person, repeat to yourself, just like me, this person is seeking to fill his or her needs. And finally, with attention on the person, repeat to yourself, just like me, this person is learning about life.
Okay.
That was fabulous.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
When you went there, I was like, whatever that was, like you hit it and you found it. That was beautiful work that you did. That was so vulnerable and real of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So how do we, the compassionate,
The compassion exercise. So it's very simple. You're going to select someone that you recently have had an upset with, and you're going to repeat to yourself, with attention on the person, repeat to yourself, just like me, this person's seeking some happiness for his or her life. And then with attention on the same person, repeat to yourself, just like me, this person's trying to avoid suffering in his or her life. With attention on the person, repeat to yourself, just like me, this person has known sadness, loneliness, and despair. We're not on camera right now, are we?
yeah.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were doing the video. So sorry. Step 3.
We did the video.
Okay. Step 3, with attention on the person, repeat to yourself, just like me, this person has known sadness, loneliness, and despair.
Okay.
With attention on the person, repeat to yourself, just like me, this person is seeking to fulfill his or her needs. And with attention on the person, repeat to yourself, just like me, this person's learning about life.
And that makes so much sense.
Right.
Because, you know, it takes that getting out of yourself to look at another human being and say, gosh, you know, we're not too far from the same block.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, which actually goes to the mission of Avatar. And what I really loved when I found this work was I felt like I went from working one-on-one with people to working with a big group of people all on the same path of, you know, working towards an enlightened planetary civilization, which is working towards world peace.
That's a big
Undertaking.
yeah. Yes. But you know what? It's got to start somewhere.
It does.
And you know, that's the issue. You know, everybody has these different belief systems, and that sometimes is what, you know, makes people, you know, bang heads. But
And Harry Palmer says that we're the wake-up crew. We're here just to wake up the planet right now, and future generations, they'll be able to create the world peace. But right now, our mission is to actually just wake people up. So the mission of Avatar in the world is to catalyze the integration of belief systems. When we perceive that the only difference between us is our beliefs, and beliefs can be created or discreated with ease, the right and wrong game will wind down, a co-create game will unfold, and world peace will ensue.
wow.
Yeah.
It sounds wonderful.
It's absolutely a wonderful workshop. I
And it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And I teach free Avatar info hours every Thursday. They just need to contact me. They could contact me through my email at genevieve@yahoo.com. And I teach it from 6 to 7 every Thursday.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what kind of changes have you seen in people since you started working with them?
I have seen some miracles.
Okay.
I have seen, well, I touched upon the money for my own personal money, but I have seen friends go from really struggling with their relationship with money to financial freedom where they now get to travel, where, you know, they were barely getting by, and now they have 2 cars and live in a 4-bedroom house with their children, and you know, now they can decide, oh, I want to they live in Maui. It's my student, Christina Littman. She's in Maui, and now they have more financial freedom. And then I've seen health issues. One of my personal stories is I was diagnosed by a acupuncturist that I had breast cancer. He just felt something behind my knee. He's like, "You breast cancer." I was like, oh no. Luckily, I had done Avatar, and my very good friend, we got in the car and we immediately started working on the belief. And as I was holding resentment about my incest and I needed to forgive, so I immediately started doing the forgiveness option, and that's the free class that I teach. And as soon as I found the belief that was preventing me, because I thought if I forgave him, that gave him permission to do it again, that he could harm me again. And that's not true. My higher self won't let this person harm me again.
Yeah.
I trust myself in that way. But once I uncovered that belief, I was able to engage and have a relationship now. So I've seen that relationship. And I have personally transformed. I mean, I used to have a scowl on my face, and I was a pretty angry person. There was no way I would have been here and interviewing on TV for Avatar for the person I was before. But I've seen a friend of mine walked in. She had a walking chair, at the beginning of the 9 days, and the end of the 9 days, she was walking, no cane, nothing.
Oh, that's
I
crazy.
mean, she was just crippled up
Yeah.
with so much holding on to, hurting her joints and her spine, and
So what is the premise behind this? I mean, or the science or where did he come up with this kind of program that does all this?
he came up with it. He went into a tank, one of those I can't say that word.
Self-deprivation?
Thank you.
Okay.
He went into one of those tanks, and he just really tracked how consciousness works. His background, he worked with his wife's center, and they had like a tutorial center. So his first guinea pigs, of course, was his wife and the people that worked there. And they now run Star's Edge. And I definitely want to say thank you for Harry for allowing me to make this TV show tonight. But the premise is that our beliefs create what we experience. So if I have the belief I'm a happy person, I'm going to create experiences that actually I get to be happy, compared to I'm sad and I don't deserve good things. I'm going
Right.
to create sad and non-deserving experiences. But if I'm happy to be me, and I'm healthy, wealthy, and wise, I'm going to create those kind of experiences.
So is that kind of the nuts and bolts of it is just changing what you believe, or is there, because like I said, there's those little niggling times when it's like, man, I'm trying so hard to stay positive, but I just feel like such a
Right.
So where does that come from, and how do you fix that?
That's a really good question. What we do is in the 9 days, we start the first 2 with resurfacing. And resurfacing, you get to look at your blueprint. You get to look at what beliefs are actually operating my life right now.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like a really kind of like let's look at the truth of what's really happening, because you have to start where you are with Avatar. And then we go into a day of feel-its, and then that's the intuition. Then we do a day of label-its, which is the mind training. And then we do sourceless for 2 days. And sourceless, you'll have smile cramps. It's so fun. Sourceless is I'm happy to be me. I am right here. This is really me. I am me. I do it. I decide. I am source.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, yeah.
That's powerful.
Isn't that powerful?
Yeah, it's
you could
great.
feel it. And then we do a reality list, and then we do personal primaries. So personal primary of mine right now is with love and fun, I inspire 5 or more students for Avatar in January. But I constantly do my own personal primaries, or I'm healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's another one.
Yeah.
And then we do reality list, where you get to shape your reality. And then we go into section 3, and section 3 is the disc creates. So first we go on to the creating, and then the disc creating is it's pure connection with source.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, believe it or not, we're almost out of time.
Okay.
Do you want to give your information so everybody knows how to contact you, or
Absolutely.
get this information?
Yeah, absolutely. So they can contact me through my email, and it's Genavieve, Genevieve@yahoo.com. That's the best way to contact me.
Okay. Are you on Facebook?
Yes, I'm on Facebook. Thank you. I'm on Facebook, Genevieve Gibson. And they can also look at the websites, www.avatarepc.com or theavatarcourse.com.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's give a little bit of information about the Paranormal Connection.
The Paranormal Connection airs the first and third Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our companion show, Story Connection, airs the second and fourth Thursdays of each month. Each episode repeats the following Friday at 1:30 p.m. and Saturday at 5:30 a.m. Watch these programs online at the same air times by going to accesssacramento.org and clicking Watch 17. In the Sacramento region, you can see us on Comcast Channel 17 and on AT&T Channel 99. You can find previously aired shows on the Paranormal Connection YouTube channel. For information on upcoming shows and previous Paranormal Connection guests, go to paranormalconnectiontv.blogspot.com. You can contact us at paranormalconnectiontv@gmail.com. And don't forget, find us on Facebook, become a friend, and become a fan.
So, Genevieve, in the short amount of time we have left, what would you like to say to our viewers about the program, about yourself, about what you're doing? Go for it.
Okay, great. Well, what I would like to say is if you're watching this program and this appeals to you, to email me as soon as possible, and let's get you started with a free info hour. And then I teach 7 free classes before you even have to pay to do the weekend. So this touches your heart, your mind, your soul. Please just reach out and contact me, and I would love to take you through the Avatar course.
That's great. Now, is this in the Sacramento area?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I live in Folsom, California, and I'm willing to travel. I travel all over for Avatar.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And anything else you want to share? There was something else you mentioned.
Yes, I want to thank Nicole Icy, who did my Mary Kay makeup tonight and helped me prepare for this interview. And I want to thank you so much for having me on the show.
Oh, you are so very welcome. And this was interesting, and I'd like to tell the viewers out there, look this up. This is kind of a new spin on the conscious effort
Yes.
to really change the world
Yes.
and be happier, better people. I mean, we're in a time right now where we could really use this.
Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. I'm happy to do this. And Living Deliberately is one of the books.
And on Amazon.com, or they could go to the Avatar websites and they can order. And then the Resurfacing. And then there's 2 other books, the Path, The Way We Came, and then The Way We Came Part 2. And they're very beautiful. It gives really good background. But to start reading, it's the Living Deliberately. That was his first book. And it's
Okay.
been around for 30 years. It's been around, well,
Harry
almost.
Palmer, Living
30s.
Deliberately. Harry Palmer. All right, well, we're out of time.
Okay.
But I wish you the best, and
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing this information. I'm sure that there's people out there who can be very touched by what you have to say.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
It's
You
been a
take-
pleasure.
All right, thank you. And my wonderful crew, thank you so much for coming tonight and getting this show done so that we could impart this information, this important information. All right, and with that, we're going to say goodnight.
Good night.